Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to part number 29 of my 2022 Mexico series. We are back in Mexico City for the final time, a city in which I have spent a considerable amount of time over the last 4 years in and out of Mexico, and I am in the area of Narvarte Poniente, one of my favorite areas in the city. And I'm just outside El Pescadito, coincidentally, which I didn't realise originates in Sonora. I actually saw a branch of El Pescadito in Guaymas earlier this year. If you haven't been there and you're thinking of coming to Mexico City, I would absolutely recommend this place. They do amazing tacos de camarón, marlin, amazing stuff. I go there all the time, beautiful, but we're not going there today. We're heading for a little walk through Narvarte, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why it is, for me, one of the best areas to come to and stay in Mexico City. We're near Ethiopia Estación, the metro. Down that way is Parque Delta, which is a big shopping mall. And over the other side of the main road from there is where Roma and Condesa begin. I'm going to touch on those areas as well in this video. There's some iconic pink and white Ciudad de México taxis. Classic. So yeah, this is another one of my 4K walk around videos for 30 minutes. It's actually the last one in Mexico for this trip. And it's to give you a bit of a brief insight into the area of Narvarte. Plane up there coming into land. Benito Juarez. Of course, there is the new airport now in Mexico City, which I have not been to yet. A lot of Narvarte has these wonderfully manicured trees, and a lot of the streets have this like central area, as you can see there, with trees on it as well. So there is a lot of greenery in an otherwise polluted city. You might think that it is all pollution and everything, but no, there is an abundance of greenery. Come on, carnales. Okay. As you can see, also an abundance of chilaquiles, tacos, semitas, all typical Mexico City food. Semitas, I think they're from Puebla, right? I think I had them there once. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? In the capital of Mexico. So what's my history with Narvarte? I first came to Mexico in 2018, and the first place I actually stayed was in Narvarte with a dentist called Karina. It's a place that's quite near Parque Delta, it's just off that main road. And subsequently, I've also stayed in Narvarte numerous times, and it's an area that I've never really filmed in, surprisingly. So here I am. And the way I've always described Narvarte is Condesa without the expats. And I know that I've talked before about expat gringos and all that in a sarcastic way, gentrification and everything. But it doesn't have that feeling of takeover by people moving to Mexico with their little expat chihuahuas, you know. You can sense my sarcasm, right? Yeah, it feels like that, but it feels like Condesa rather, but without that aspect. So it's still very kind of authentic. You can spend time with locals. You can improve your Espanol, as I've done over the last 4 years by staying in areas like this. I think areas like Condesa, Roma, Polanco, it can be very easy to not make an effort, to not integrate, because you do have people around you who are fellow English speakers. So why would you speak Spanish? But it depends on your needs, you know. It's absolutely fine to come to Mexico City and go to Condesa, Roma and Polanco and stay there if that's what you want. Especially if you're on a short vacation as well, you'll probably want to stay in a place which is like that, where you're comfortable, where you feel safe, that is close to Centro Histórico, Coyoacán, and so on, Reforma, so that you can, you know, have a normal vacation. You don't need to go to places like Iztapalapa, Doctores, Nápoles, Portales, Santa Maria la Ribera, all of which I've stayed in for lengthy periods. But if you want to do that as well, it's great, because it does help you immerse into the city. Maybe if you're a digital nomad like me, you want to spend a bit longer in places. This isn't necessarily about moving to Mexico. I'm not making this video to encourage immigrants from other countries to move to Narvarte. Okay, where are we going? We're heading towards Narvarte Oriente, the eastern side. We've got more food places here. Cocina Meri, which is closed. Classic Mexico City shop. Actually a farmacia, but of course they sell pretty much everything, like drinks and so on. Oh, I think this is where I had a passport photo taken, somewhere around here. Oh, sorry, almost dropped my camera. BJ, that isn't what you think it means. Benito Juarez. Dios mío. So just like in Condesa, you've got these nice park areas with these little benches, nice place to walk your dog. Even if it's a Mexi dog. Yes, there's a difference between an expat dog and a Mexi dog, people. Watch my previous videos, you'll know what I mean. Empty fountain. Oh yeah, this is Glorieta. This little park area with the fountain in the middle. And I think we're going to head up that way and then turn right. A lot of the architecture here is very nice. Must say, kind of similar to areas like Roma, but also a little bit different. Have you been to Narvarte? Let me know down in the comments. I would be interested to know what you think, considering it's somewhere that I spent a lot of time myself. So hearing your experience will be awesome. Okay, let's cross. At some point this century. There we go. Okay, let's head down here. I think this is a more residential street. Yeah, I could be right. Oh, Dios mío. I shouldn't be walking in the road, should I? Ah, café y miel. Yeah, lots of nice cafes in Narvarte. There's also a bar called the Salem Witch Bar, which I don't know if we'll get to. I went there once and got very drunk. Typical Narvarte street. The buildings are nice, aren't they? Okay, let's head to the right, heading towards the eastern side of Narvarte. Oh, Mexi dog alert. Again, some typical houses in Narvarte. Beautiful. Now, I might need some help in the comments. I know that areas like Roma and Condesa are very prone to damage in the event of earthquakes, simply because of the age of the buildings and everything. Is that similar in Narvarte? Honestly, I've never really researched around architecture here and the age of buildings. I might have done years ago, but I can't remember. Another point I would love your comments on is around the point of areas in Mexico City and also Mexico being overlooked. You know, I say about those areas that I've already mentioned, and it often feels like that when I hear about particularly foreigners coming to Mexico City, it's as if Condesa, Roma and Polanco are the only areas of the city, and when someone says that they went to Mexico City, there's a cool car, but they only went to Roma and they think that that represents the city as a whole. No, I'm sorry, but it doesn't. And fair enough, you might not have the opportunity to spend a lot of time in Mexico City. You might only get 2 weeks vacation every year. As I said, it's understandable you would go to somewhere like that for a short trip. But the fact that people don't even consider areas like Narvarte, Nápoles, which is beautiful, just south of Condesa, Escandón, Portales, it upsets me because there's so much more to the city. And as I said, if you want to integrate and improve your Espanol, those are the places to go to. As with northern Mexico in my videos there, it's something that I would implore people to do, to not just think of those places that are typical to go to, because it's incredibly limiting. I'm sorry, but it is. Oh, okay, I'm done with that bit now. Despite the fact that I am actually staying in Roma right now, for the first time ever, by the way, but purely because my past Airbnb host moved from Viaducto and she gave me a good deal. Hence, I'm there. Okay, just checking the map again. I do need to turn left here. We're heading towards Via de Cortes, which is another area I've stayed, which is near Viaducto. It's actually quite a long road, so I don't know if I will make it walking at this pace, which as always is brisk. Despite having a cheetah tattoo on my neck, I'm not actually a cheetah, believe it or not. Oh, I can smell weed. Brilliant. Look at these houses. Very nice. Strange thing about places I've stayed in Narvarte, probably about 4 places now. All of them have kind of similar decor inside, with the same sort of inbuilt cupboard, wardrobe, closet in the bedroom. Not sure why that's the thing. Dr. Barragan. I've stayed down this road before. It's like a blast from the past. It is generally quiet in Narvarte, with the exception of the obvious colchones, estufas, microondas announcements at all times. But you know, that's pretty much everywhere in Mexico City. You can't get away from it, and it is iconic. It's part of living in Mexico City, you know. And the occasional tamales, and the gas men as well that shout at like 7 a.m. But if you're not prepared for that sort of thing, don't come to Mexico City. That's my advice. Awesome street art here. Hola, Mexi dog. Down this way, and also sort of near Portales as well, and División del Norte, you get a lot of these wide roads that do take a while to cross, I'm not gonna lie. Just take a look around while we're waiting. Birreria, a word I can never say, one of my favourite dishes in Mexico, particularly in Jerez de Garcia Salinas in Zacatecas. Look at that car, amazing. Let's zoom into the car. What an angel. Oh, here we go. Oxo, I really need a drink. I should have got one before. Another point on the areas to stay in Mexico, you know, saying this, I've got to remember that I have spent a lot of time here, so obviously I'm more familiar and more comfortable here. My Spanish is a lot better than it was on day one. You might not be in that situation, right? It might be your first time in Mexico. Therefore, you'll do what I did when I first got here. I went to Teotihuacan, I went to Polanco, I did all the usual stuff. Culiacan Market, Moctezuma's Revenge, diarrhea for 5 weeks, you know. It's all part and parcel. So even though I say about, you know, broadening your horizons and stuff, of course there's nothing wrong with going to those places if that's what you're happy with. Let's not devalue people's travel experiences, because we all have different needs and wants when it comes to travel. Sorry if this is a bit wobbly, I just needed to change my hands. It's surprisingly tiring doing this. Yeah, I think Via de Cortes might be a little bit far to get to. I think we're in Postal. That's the thing about Mexico City, you can just walk like down one street and be in a different colonia with more street food, al fresco dining. Some are very different, some are very similar. Oh, I've been in that market before. They sell pozole, enchiladas, albóndigas, meatballs. Helados. Obviously there's a lot more of Narvarte to explore. It is quite a larger area, so that area closer to Parque Delta, it's a lot of lovely parks and similar streets like this, and different bars and restaurants, cafes, similar to Roma, I must say. But I thought I'd come out this way because I have spent a bit more time around this area, to be honest. And I believe in terms of Airbnbs and things like that, if you're staying for like a month or whatever, it's a little bit more affordable near Viaducto, Via de Cortes and Zola. Hello, Mexi dog. Compared to near Parque Delta. Used to be very affordable 4 years ago, I must admit. Now I know there's globally inflation, you know, post-pandemic, but the prices are now kind of ridiculous. So perhaps Narvarte isn't as overlooked as it once was. I think people are staying here more now. Hence, price rises. If you're from Mexico City, do you live here in Narvarte? What do you think of your area? Do you think it's overlooked, or would you prefer it to remain overlooked, you know, and not have that tourist foreigner impact? I'm sure it will be divisive. Now this is very Via de Cortes. Well, look. Oh yeah, I've been down this road. I remember that garage. That lovely coloured and decorated houses down here. Yeah, throughout you've heard the airport noise, but you know, it's not a disaster. I used to live right near Heathrow Airport in London for like 34 years, so it's I've kind of become just desensitised to it, I think. Okay, we've got 1 minute left of our 30 minutes. Hope you've enjoyed having a look around an area of Mexico City which isn't covered so much on YouTube. I've enjoyed spending a lot of time here over the years. Hopefully you will as well. You can of course check out all my old Mexico City videos. I haven't really filmed Mexico City videos since about 2019. There's been the odd ones in like Iztapalapa since then, but you know, I feel like I've kind of covered as much as I want to with Mexico City, so I've been focusing on other areas. Look at that building, lovely. Okay, thanks for watching, people. I'll see you next time for my final ever Mexico video, at least ever for now, because I am bringing YouTube to an end after 6 years. It will be in an area of Ciudad de México in which I've never filmed before. So it should be a fun one. There's the metro up there, which is the road that goes down to Viaducto, etc. Yeah, lovely. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Catch you later.